Hello everyone, Dr. Charlie Ware coming to you live again to explain sickle cell, sickle cell, I'm so used to talking about that, sorry, stress and menopause. Stress and menopause is what we're going to discuss tonight. I've had a lot of questions concerning stress and menopause. Excuse me for a second. Sorry about that. Stress and menopause when it comes to a lot of my patients. And or when it comes to a lot of the questions we actually do get on our Facebook pages as well. And this is a huge subject for women between the ages of, unfortunately, 35 and about 56 is the range we usually get. And let's go ahead and jump right into it. As I say over and over again, stress is the most idiopathic condition that's out there right now. It accounts to a high rate of diabetes. As I said before, about 54 to 60% of individuals in a high stress situation is more susceptible to getting diabetes, cardiac disease, and just a host of other aches and pains that it will attribute to, coupled with the fact that individuals that tend to have high stress situations and have chronic pain, it will be exacerbated. Things of that sort. So what we found is individuals that are in high stress situations or just have huge amounts of stress over an amount of time, we see a depletion in a lot of their hormones. Right now I'm speaking to women. There's something in men called andropause, but I will say something about that later on. Hello, Ms. Forrest, how are we doing tonight? Got a few other of you guys in on the talk as well, so nice to hear any comments you guys have as well. So let's go ahead and continue. Individuals that are under high stress, again, will have a taxing on their hormones. Now, in women in particular, we know estrogen is the female hormone, but you do have testosterone and also progesterone as well. Progesterone is one of the ones that, is a huge indicator of how the body is going. So in general, we have individuals, women who go through menopause anywhere from 43 to about 56 years old. Is really in that range, but we do have some individuals that go through a little bit younger as well, but we're talking about that range there. And what the research has shown is the cortisol, which is the stress hormone that's inside the body, what happens is it taxes your body over a long period of time. It can be a year, it can be 15 years, it can be 20 years, it can be 30 years, whatever. But if you're in a high stress situation or a long amount of time, especially individuals that are in that menopausal range, are going to be in a higher stress situations over a longer period of time, they are the ones who actually experience a lot of the menopausal symptoms. The cold and hot flashes, the spontaneous sweating, the insomnia, the thyroid issues that seem to peak up around that time, as well as the belly fat that happens in a lot of the women, the skin changes that actually occur. And there's a whole host of other things that actually happen, vaginal dryness, or some women, are more liberated and say, well, they actually go from not wanting to have sex to actually having sex all the time. It's a whole host of symptoms that go along with it, but 90% of it, the negative ones, are all usually mediated by the amount of stress you actually have in your body. And long story short, this is what I'm trying to explain, is the fact that what happens is the cortisol starts to rob the body of its progesterone. So a lot of times you have that fat around the belly, and also especially in the back, you have the back fat, and also the arms start to get fat. A lot of that stuff is what happens is the body is losing progesterone so rapidly that it starts to produce fat in those areas to try to hold on to estrogen in those areas, because again, women have the hips and they have the lower bellies, and also things around their breasts, because those are where a lot of the female hormones are being placed around those areas. So again, when stress starts to happen, you're robbing the body of the nutrients that you're supposed to have, thus causing the body to actually work harder to now produce to have the thyroid to produce the gateways to the other sex hormones as well. Again, progesterone and also estrogen. So over a period of time, your body is now depleted of the progesterone, which can actually push you into earlier menopause or having those menopausal symptoms. So what tends to happen is we see patients that come through here, and they're having these hot flashes, whatever, And what we noticed, about 80% of the individuals, their hot flashes occur either at night when they're trying to go to bed, or during stressful situations, like in the middle of a stressful situation, or right after a stressful situation as well. So what tends to happen is a hot and cold flash, or just the rush of heat in their body, or feeling extremely cold, or the emotional outbreaks and things of that sort. So, but again, like I said before, that's also mediated by the amount of stress you're under, and the cortisol, which is the stress hormone, basically robbing your body of all of your estrogen and also progesterone, and it causes your body to go into these other loops, the adipose, which is fat loops, which is something that, again, in women, when you have the adipose layer, puts you in more of a higher risk to actually having cardiac disease as well. Again, mediated by stress, again, going through that menopausal rate as well. And we see from the numbers that women are in the higher rates of having cardiac disease, and it's always undetected because it's always something else that's wrong other than, hey, look, just check their heart, check their, different labs, things of that sort. But we see a lot of patients that have been put on antidepressants or anti-anxiety medication, thyroid medication, and completely having things overlooked as far as like the amount of stress they're under, that's creating all these other issues. And then sort of, again, not managing the stress, because it's something I always tell patients: I don't want to manage your stress. I want to give you an action plan on how to actually get rid of your stress. Even if you're CEO of a company, or a manager of 100 people, or have 10 kids, or whatever it may be, you can learn how to manage the stress, or deal with the stress, or have the stress for the work in your favor, versus going off the deep end and things of that sort. So, what starts to happen inside the body? Let me get back to the whole the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, and adrenal gland loop that I'm also talking about right now. What starts to happen is, as your body has that stress level, so you start to have stress, and the body starts to produce the stress hormone. So if your body is overproducing that stress hormone, all the other things that your body's supposed to be doing, as far as digesting your food, maintaining your heart rate, making sure that your thoughts are proper thoughts, all these things are starting to stop now, because your body is only in a fight or flight or survival mode right now. So if your body's in a survival mode, you don't want to, produce sex hormones, because you won't feel like having sex, because you're always constantly anxious and full of anxiety, or full of stress. So at night, when you're trying to lie down and go to sleep, and you're still thinking about your job, you're still thinking about all the issues that you had during the day, and you're completely still stressing yourself out over and over and over again, that loop is still happening. So again, if you start this, going through college, and then you get a job, and all of a sudden you have kids, and then you get married and you have kids, and then you're in your 40s now, and you've always had that same habit of thought process, or same habits of how you're running your life, you're still producing too much cortisol. So again, some women actually have infertility issues because of the amount of stress they're under, or they have other sexual dysfunctions, or especially later on in life, you see a lot of women that start to have uterine fibroids, or they have thyroid issues. Or even, it's a funny one that I've noticed that a lot of women started having, there's a lot of research about it, a lot of women started having nail fungus in their 40s. And we were like, wait a minute, you got a bad pedicure. And come to find out, a lot of research shows that because of the amount of stress that you're under, and the fact that your body's lacking certain hormones, your body starts to produce more fungus, which again is coming directly from your gut, that's allowing your body to now produce or release a lot of the bad bacteria and fungus throughout your entire body. So your body no longer is able to fight all that stuff off, is actually allowing it to grow throughout your entire body, which is another side effect too. Again, having too much stress inside of your body, thus not allowing the progesterone to be produced properly, thus not allowing the estrogen to be readily available in your body to calm down a lot of those side effects as well. So again, it's a lot of information that I'm sort of throwing out to you right now. And I know a lot of individuals that have questions about this. There's a lot of like technical things I'm talking about. But the common denominator that I tell patients is, if you're able to actually do things to reduce your stress levels, you'll see that a lot of those menopausal symptoms, or even PMS, I'm even talking to some younger girls right now, even the PMS syndromes would not be as bad. A few things that I tell a lot of patients is, what you want to do is you definitely want to get some sort of essential oils and make your bedroom your sanctuary. And I'm saying this because of the fact that a lot of individuals, a lot of my patients, what they do is they will actually go to bed and either have their laptop or have their phone, and they're still checking their phones and still on their laptop, and or they're looking at television right before they go to sleep. And that is still creating more stress on your body. You may not feel your stress. You may feel like, okay, I'm gonna relax and look at some YouTube or whatever you're gonna do. But you gotta understand that the stress I'm talking about is not just work stress, or it's not just physical stress. It's also mental stress that you put on your body, and also toxin stress. A lot of times, a lot of those radiation that's coming from those devices is actually acting on your body in a negative way, as well as that bioelectrical feedback that your body is now going through is actually acting on your body in a negative way too. So you put more stress on your body to even try to get your body or your mind to relax. Example that I give a lot of my patients is if you're in a room, in a dark room by itself, and you're on your phone or you're on your laptop, or even you have your television on, your eyes are only focusing on that one thing. Like right now, I'm only focusing on the camera right now. So my eyes are really locked in one area. What that tends to happen is in a dark room, all of those pixels is jumping around to actually feed my eyes and give me the colors and the different lighting variations and things like sort of on that screen. That's actually now shooting images on my brain. And that activity can last anywhere from half an hour up to 2 hours to actually sort of disperse itself. So even when you turn that television off, it's not even the sound, it's really just the images that's still in your head. So you're causing a lot of toxic brain waves to continue to happen. Your body's now going through this other like long process of now relaxing truthfully and having your body really go into a really deep sleep. So a lot of times when you're not able to sleep at night, you turn the television on, or you go out and start looking at your phone or whatever, that's causing more of an issue and causing more stress on your body. Because again, lack of sleep is like, I'll say probably like 80% of the people that I see with menopause, they actually, about 80% of them say that they actually have insomnia, which is a huge thing, because if you're not getting enough sleep, what are you now doing? You're creating that loop again. You're causing the estrogen to now be depleted more, because now the cortisol is now still overreacting. And then since you're not able to detox your body of the chemicals or the bad chemicals that your body was supposed to got rid of, your body's now holding on to it, gaining more fat, having your body have to still stay awake a lot longer. So now you're craving more sugars and carbohydrates and bad things. So this whole loop that your body continues to go through. So you have to make sure that you're doing a few things. So sleep is very, very important. I've had a long soliloquy I just did. Other things you can do, as I was saying before, essential oils. Rose, lavender, and also eucalyptus mixed together in some sort of diffuser, or you can get it in a candle, but I prefer the actual essential oils in a diffuser. The reason why, there's been some research that came out of, I think it was Germany and also Canada, that showed that individuals that actually had that, or even were able to have those scents around them, especially the rose and also the lavender, it actually puts your brain waves and start to make your body sort of relax a lot faster. And we did some serum cortisol levels during sleep studies, and showed that the cortisol levels dropped back down to almost in normal ranges after just 2 weeks of even doing that regimen right there. So it's a great way for you to do it in a more natural sense, and it smells good. So who doesn't want to smell good and go to sleep as well? Doing a lot of stretching. I tell patients all the time, I don't care if you don't feel pain or you don't feel tight, whatever, just stretching and deep breathing right before you go into sleep is a good way for your body to actually relax and release a lot of that. And I'm saying this because of the fact, like I said, a lot of my patients do have insomnia. So I'm trying to give you different tips to actually make sure that you get into a deeper sleep as well. So, the stretching is going to elongate the body. The deep breathing is going to actually rest and relax the body. And then you'll be able to get into a deeper sleep. Holy basil. Holy basil is one of those herbs that's been studied and shown to actually allow the body to, again, digest food a lot more readily, break up some of that stagnation inside the gut, and actually help metabolize some of the fat inside of your body as well, thus allowing some of those estrogen bonds in the stomach to be broken apart and allowing your body to absorb some of that hormone that was actually lacking. Because a lot of times we say that our body is not producing it, it's actually just going to our fat. We can't really get it into our blood. So we got to be very, very careful. And of course, we do here at Healing Blends have, other products, to help you out. The less stress would definitely help you out during the day. Peaceful Calm would definitely help you out because it has the ziziphus inside there that's been researched to show that is an anti-anxiety effects, on the body, as well as actually help the brain waves get into REM sleep a lot faster. It does not make you drowsy, anything like that. So the Long Young Roll Order Gentila, that's also in there, has been shown to really actually reactivate a lot of the brain and pituitary gland responses, and actually help a lot of the neural connections that's been lacking to start to connect once again. And what's important about that, because the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal gland axis is now being fed better diet, so now you're sort of having a better brain thought. The brain is resting, so the stress is not affecting you as readily as it was before, which is very, very important. I have a lot of individuals who are on Peaceful Calm, and within a week they're telling me that they're sleeping better, anxiety feels better, and they actually have now gone down in their anxiety level, and it can now function on a daily basis. So it's a great product that we actually put together. There's stragglers in there. It's been shown to actually help the gut as well as the hormones as well. We have a few other ingredients in there that has been shown to actually help the adrenal gland break the bonds of the cortisone, as well as help the estrogen not per se being built, but actually it gives it a free pathway for now to either have the males increase their testosterone or have the women increase their estrogen in their body as well. Because again, by helping the body stress itself, it's allowing the body to actually work a lot faster and a lot easier as well. Meditation and prayer is a huge thing for a lot of individuals because they're too stressed out to really get into their own mind and their own body. You have to do a lot of mind-body connection as well. So if you're able to do that, be able to renew who you are and understand who you are, you'll see that your body's going to feel a heck of a lot better, and you'll be able to really see when you can avoid those bad times, and also but basically exacerbate those good times as well when it comes to feeling those menopausal things. And again, I'm just giving basic tips right now. There are many different reasons why someone goes through menopause. I'm just using stress as an example, or this type of an example how to break the stress bonds in order to lessen the menopausal symptoms. So some things you just can't avoid when it comes to menopause, because again, like I said, some people go to early menopause things because of fibroids or a tumor that actually happens. So I'm just giving one aspect of it. I'm not saying this is a across the board for everyone, because everyone is definitely different. I'm just saying this is one thing we've seen with a lot of individuals that's under stress. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to actually ask the questions in our group membership thing as well. We can look online at www.healingblissglobal.com for more recipes and more tips on how to beat stress and also menopause. And feel free to ask any other questions you want. Take care, God bless, and good night, guys.